But isn't he gonna take on e6? With the name of Spielmann, there is no choice, right? You gotta sack something.
He's been studying this position for like 2 minutes now.
Yeah.
I was expecting to blitz out bishop e6, and I was hoping you'd be back in time to take over.
Exactly. So, but I think Spielmann has a whole chapter in his book about exactly this sack, like sack something on e6 before black can castle. Anybody who's a better historian than I am could chime in here, but...
Did you read Rudolf Spielmann books? That's amazing.
What can I say? I was a hard worker in my youth. So... Okay, so after all of this he came up with rook e1, which makes close to perfect sense.
Fairly decent move.
What can I say? I mean,
sorry I got you this mess. You're gonna have to get us out of
yeah.
here. Wow, bishop e6, you just gonna castle?
No, I don't know. So what I'm thinking was that, yeah, this is not too dangerous, I suppose. What I was thinking, bishop e6, maybe I could take queen d7, go king d8, run that way. But the point was, if rook e6, I don't really think black can take, but maybe we could play h6 then. But now I don't think it's particularly dangerous. We have just too many strong points. Like, there just isn't enough.
Do you think Spielmann will feel cheated that he thought he was just checkmating stupid Jan and then you managed to come out of the shower in time? Or will he be happy that he gets to play you?
I think Spielmann will have decidedly mixed feelings. So queen e2, that is a clever try, because long castles is no longer available. So I'm guessing this one is gonna be the move or not. So my line was knight d5, not cd5, bishop a4. Bishop d5, cd, bishop g5, bishop e4. But now I'm realizing takes once, he could go bishop g5. So maybe I made a little mistake. Yeah.
I'm just trying to look smart. Like, oh yeah.
What do you think? You gotta help.
I go knight cd5, and he's gonna take twice, and then go. We get bishop e4.
But we gotta hold ourselves to a higher standard. Yeah, whatever. We'll do that.
We can go
d8.
castle.
King d8. King d8.
Spielmann has seen all of this coming.
Do you know if people in general listen into the show while they're playing, so that they can get a couple of tips?
I think there's some delay, like a couple seconds, so they might do it early, but it becomes a competitive disadvantage once time gets low.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have to be careful, not sharing all these great ideas like King d8.
Exactly.
They might
Well,
be
it
more.
seemed like he's surprised. He was surprised anyway. As far as I can remember, Rudolf Spielmann was a very decent, honest chap. So his successor is not gonna.
That's what I was known for. Very fair play.
While he's thinking, I'm gonna have myself a piece of a very old banana.
I didn't dare touch it. I searched the whole flat while you were gone on your secret mission, but all I saw was this very old-looking banana, and I thought he probably wants that later.
Yeah.
So,
They're supposed to be even healthier, you know?
old ones?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why, but I've heard it. And they're really good for making, like, banana waffles and banana bread and all of these things that I don't know how to make.
These naive people just zooming in to learn something about chess now have a new banana recipe for the rest of their lives. We're now winning, right?
Yeah, completely winning. There's Freakonomics podcast about banana, the most interesting fruit in the world. So I could. I listened to that, and now I consider myself a banana expert.
Okay, that's good. But don't you think bananas consistency, is that the word, is slightly wrong? Like, I think it belongs in the mixer. It's obviously a good fruit, but I think it should be part of stuff.
I agree. But it has so much going for it. But it's threatened. Like, at least the main brand, the Cavendish banana, is has got the Panama disease, so it's slowly dying. So we got like basically all the bananas we eat in the West are of the same type. If you go other places, like when I was in the Côte d'Ivoire, then there are local banana types, but the ones you find, the ones that are cheap, you find in supermarkets everywhere. It's all the same type, and that one is dying. So we need a new banana type.
I had no idea.
Yeah. As I said, the most interesting fruit in the world. Now, there is not much time, not much position left for... You know, people are really gonna get on our case, right? Because when I play, I only talk about chess.
No, they're already hating me. Like, they're thinking, okay, this was such an interesting game, and Jan made Magnus only talk about bananas, give us explanations. I apologize. My fault. I will get out of the picture for the next game.
Why?
Because I feel like people want the chess content. And also, I want to, spoiler alert, I want to check out this view in the background. So, who do you want to play?
Somebody strong.
Somebody strong.
I feel up for it.
Do we have any Grandmaster League challengers? We have a bunch of FIDE Masters.
Preferably 3 minutes. Now that I'm finishing my banana, I have time to...
Sorry, I can't find anybody strong, so MrDodgy it is.
Okay. Normally I really dodgy opening, MrDodgy.
Wow. No respect for MrDodgy whatsoever.
Exactly. But e5. That is an excellent move. What am I supposed to do here?
After g4, e5, you're asking?
Yeah.
I think Peter Heine told me bishop g2, h5, gh, queen h4, and black is better. Peter Heine spent a lot of time on one.
Exactly, that's what he was saying. Where should I sit? Am I in the middle of the picture now?
Yeah, you're okay.
This is French guy who played this against me. I didn't know what to do with black. But it seems that MrDodgy is well versed in this this particular line.
I think he spends most of his time on g4.
Yeah, that was a mistake. Like the one time I played King's Gambit against Levon, and I was ostracized by Mr. Anishgiri.
Do you know you're currently a rival show to Mr. Anish Giri on another unnamed chess site? He complained on Twitter that we scheduled this to mess with his match.
The funny thing is, a lot of people think there are so many conspiracies in the world, but a lot of them just turn out to be such happy coincidences. And
had we known, we certainly would have done it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there is zero doubt in my mind that we would have tried to rain on his parade, but what can I say? Sometimes things just work out beautifully, and without it ever being your intention. Having said that, I would like to wish Mr. Giri good luck, and to Mr. Duda as well, but not as sincerely. I'm actually hoping for Anish in this one.
Do you root for Anish like I root for LeBron to make it to the NBA Finals, so I can root against him the whole way and not just in the first round?
it's a little bit like that. Like our mutual colleague Laurent, he's a huge fan of Paris, the football team, and with them, it's like you don't want them to lose early. They always find the most embarrassing way to lose.
Right.
So yeah, it's exactly just exactly the same.
But there, I don't think it's a coincidence. They do it to inflict maximum pain on Mr. Fressinet.
I think so too. Okay, so back to the game. MrDodgy has not managed to punish my dodgy opening, and right now it looks like we got an extra pawn, a center, and believe it or not, perhaps even the safer king. Although that is still up for debate. So now it's time to finally develop the last remaining pieces. Knight c4, I feel in principle not a good idea when he hasn't castled yet. Now I'm thinking, or lost the right to castle. Now I'm thinking rook c1, knight d2, queen b7, but then he has queen d7, which is a bit of a spanner in the works. I'll try to play a bit fancy instead though. Then bishop c5. At least if he has to retreat, then I kind of control it. No, you cannot do that, MrDodgy. No, I'm winning a piece.
Such a bitter disappointment.
Yeah.
Such a great fight.
So I think his problem started early on. Like I got a lot more play than I deserved in the grub, and now he resigned. Okay, good game. I win 2 rating points by beating this guy.
You feel that's
That's
more
a bit,
or
yeah,
less than you
that's a
deserve?
bit generous, I feel. Okay, these are
Here they are,
challenges. Why aren't people challenging me? They think it's they still think it's you, and I don't want to play you. They want to play with you, right? When you have this play?
Not really, but I have like 4 guys that are always there, and
Yeah.
so I play them in order.
Okay. Let me see what we got. Formless. We got ourselves an FM. Wow. That was ugly. From Australia. Must be pretty late in the evening.
Big student of chess theory. That's all I know about Formless.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I shouldn't play the Caro-Kann without knowing what I'm doing. So okay.
I think if he challenges you, he's probably studied the Norwegian red, for example.
Yeah. You know the story of knight a6, yeah, with Sam, c4, knight a6, d4, e5. Ipatov played against Sam.
Knight a6, d4, e5?
Yeah.
Takes? What's the point?
Now you go d6
And
pretend and pretend you got some compensation. No, the thing was he was supposed to go. The guy prepared, so Sam usually goes d4, e4, so he wanted to play this line with knight a6. But then Sam went 1 c4, so we didn't know what to do. So we went knight a6 and d4. Why he didn't go c6? I don't know.
Maybe e5 was just too tempting.
Anyway, I think now Formless has given me very decent play, way better than I deserve. He is still doing relatively well, as I am going to have to concede the bishop on g4, but still I feel like it's better than I deserved. He's gonna go h3, 90% sure. Then I take, go bishop b6, and hope not to get mated.
And speaking of our friend
Actually,
Anish,
I'm gonna get mated, so I have to go g6 first. Like bishop b6, knight h5 is probably curtains.
you had a similar maneuver against Anish, no? In the structures, bishop b4, bishop a5.
Yeah, I also lost a horrible game to Zhugirov a long time ago, so it's been a kind of a mixed bag. But yeah, I had some sweet revenge against our friend Giri. Now I think he's playing it a bit too casually. Like, he's obviously still better, but...
I'm sure you go G4.
Well, I don't know if he should, but he's not gonna. Well, I got a castle queenside, that's for sure. You probably should go queen f6 to try and bother me. Rook g8. You're a creative guy. How am I gonna castle queenside?
Shall a5, b4, e7, long castles.
Yeah, that would be such a disappointment.
Especially if he sees through it and goes bishop e5.
In retrospect, this whole maneuver was probably not great. Wow.
I think scroll up a bit and the board might be out of that frame.
Yeah. G4, that is a proper move, I have to say.
Whoa.
Yeah.
But what does he want? Bishop h6?
He wants bishop h6, but then I go queen e7. I am not... I'm impressed by his courage. Perhaps a little less so with the moves.
Having said all that, he's still in decent shape, right?
Yeah, having said all that, he's still much better. Oh well. Yeah, I cannot put the king on a field, so I have to do this. But it's ugly as something. Fortunately, boys and girls, we're playing a non-increment game, so the chances are that I can flag him. And maybe the position will improve, who knows. Queen e7. And rook f8. And then we run. So I was thinking just for aesthetics I'm gonna go king a7 as well, but I'm not. So in order to swindle him we gotta keep the queens. Now that he's restored pawn. Gotta say this guy is playing pretty well. Okay, right here. Bishop back. H8. Trying for some cheapos. Check. Hoping for queen g3. Now I'm gonna take. And taking d4. And I feel like I got chances. He avoided the fork quite wisely. And let's see if he falls for another fork. No, he did not.
He's forkless.
Yeah. Okay, let's fight for a draw then. Oops. Am I gonna be in time here? Probably not. He's playing quite poorly now. Yeah, I'm gonna flag him. Sorry, that was ugly. It was a good game though, Formless. But I am quite merciless. I don't give out half points here and there. You don't do that either, right?
No, like I'm not sure where you consider the line. If it's like a 3 versus 3 rook ending and an equal game, I normally make a draw. But if it's sort of a fight and then in the end someone loses on time, I feel it's normal.
Okay. So, who have we got? Let's try this one. I have to calm down a bit. We got ourselves a game of
Jaguar.
What do you want for the first move? Let's play hand and brain. One game.
Okay, I'm the brain. Like,
You're gonna be the brain.
Okay, pawn.
Pawn. Okay.
Knight.
Wow.
Pawn.
Looks like it's gonna be mainline theory
Knight.
here.
Cow. was ready to play the King's Gambit, but you've become such a deformed
Yeah.
to do it. Bishop.
Okay.
Pawn. Okay, scroll up a bit. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's what it's supposed to be. Queen. Bishop. King. I could feel it coming. Bishop.
Yeah. So everybody, don't try this
Pawn.
at home. This black is like a million tempi up on
Knight.
lines that could potentially work.
Yeah, long castle is a bit risky, no? Until the c5,
Yeah.
but it had to be done, so Tom could have fun. Bishop.
I just got the point. Bishop.
Yeah.
I assume that was the only reason I wanted to take on h6 maybe.
I'm not sure. I don't think it works. Can I go g4? Okay, pawn.
Pawn? Okay.
I never played any game in my life like this.
Yeah. You were gonna play the
way
King's
out of
Gambit.
hand. Rook.
Rook. This is so unbelievably lost. Pawn? Okay, there is no way back.
There's no way forward either. Pawn. Okay, pawn.
Yeah, that was a little helpful, I think. What he did here.
King?
King? I guess. Now we got some chances. Still in pretty deep trouble.
Still bad, probably, but
Yeah, not. I've seen worse. I've seen a lot worse. Like half the positions Fabio had against Gary was probably worse than this.
Do you feel like it's an accomplishment for Gary that he outplayed Farby, or since you could sort of see coming that things would go wrong anyway? It's not. It doesn't count. Queen.
No, I wouldn't say so. Like, obviously you can play chess still, but I would say the amount of blunders was a bit disappointing.
Queen.
Queen. I wanted knight. Then bishop. Maybe it wasn't so great.
Too smart for me.
Yeah.
I want rook.
Yeah. Feel like Tom Jaguar is losing the plot a bit.
But he played an excellent game until
Yeah, until
probably BC3 or
yeah BC3. I think just bishop s6 and then b4 was pretty much over.
What's going on now? Pawn.
Pawn. Okay. You are a tricky boy.
Just praying for cheapos.
Yeah. Having said that, it's probably a very, very good move. Okay, time is running out. Tell me, boy.
Tell me. Knight.
Boom!
Queen d6, how do we win? I didn't see anything direct.
Rook g7,
Mhm.
followed by knight c4.
Knight c4, oh yeah, that helps. Okay. Knight.
Yeah, we're gonna go for maximum. No rooks are gonna satisfy us. Okay, that was a very good game though, up to a point. Well
Yeah.
done. Well done indeed.
One Castles was pushing our luck a bit, but Tom played excellent.
Yeah. Doppelangriff. Who's that guy?
I don't know. Double attack.
We're gonna play Doppelangriff. Maybe I
I
clicked.
think you clicked on some other dude.
Yeah, I clicked on some other dudes. That's okay.
Mr.
BlitzKing. Know that you weren't our first choice. Okay, another game. Under brain.
Okay, pawn.
But we still love you. And
Knight.
we still appreciate you. So we're going for mainline theory again?
Well, no, it's up to you. Pawn. I'm the feeling it's Is there any point to this move?
Yeah, takes, knight of 6. What's not to like? It's I think it's better than g5 in the Rue Lopez.
It's not a high bar to clear, but yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
knight, since you told me the theory.
Sorry people that we're cheating.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not cool. Not even a little bit cool.
No, rook.
Okay. This looks pretty good, I have to say.
This looks like a good knight of 7. Whoa.
Wow,
Rook.
this guy is ballsy.
Or he hung a knight.
Yeah, who knows?
Nah, rook.
Okay.
Pawn. Would you play rook g2 in a real game, or would you go rook g8 back? Like, do you think it's a good move?
I probably would go back. If you held a gun to my head. If you had held a gun to my head, I would never have been in that position though. But, I would say it looks pretty good. Yeah, probably rook g8, e5, cd. It's pretty good. Wow.
Oh, BlitzKing is going for it. Pawn. Knight.
Oh, no choice but to go here. But it looks in the vicinity of completely lost, I would say.
Rook e1 is a little scary.
It is. Might even go so far as to say that's a bit of an understatement.
Bishop. Okay, no good moves. Queen.
What to do? Okay, our hope here is time, so you gotta shout your moves quickly.
Alright, but the position is so hard to look at. Pawn.
Pawn?
Yep.
There we go.
Bishop.
Well, I gotta say,
Bishop.
BlitzKing has been treated with disrespect. He was not our first choice, and if he wins this
King.
game, it's gonna be a just reward for our sheer disrespect.
And I feel it was not just not being the first choice pawn. but also some of your choices and some of my choices, like making horrible moves.
Yeah.
Pawn.
No, not pawn. We cannot do pawn. We have to do another.
Okay,
I'm gonna
do another. Oh,
I'm
yours.
gonna take it over. I'm gonna take over from here. See if I can. Wow, he's too solid. Holy shit! How am I gonna get out of this?
Might be too late.
Yeah.
Not 12 seconds. No, it's still too late. That was a nice combination.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, we have one check on h4.
Well, you gotta say,
deserve it for finding like the
you gotta say
b6,
that was well
b6,
done.
bishop
Yeah, you
b7,
gotta say
bishop
that
e4.
was well
That was a good victory.
that was yeah, that was. Don't follow my lead, people. That was just too ugly.
What should I have done? Knight 5 was stupid, yeah, and there we must have some, but
Like bishop e7 or bishop g7, really still ugly.
yeah, but knight 5 was sort of outright.
Okay, who have we got? Michal Palicka. Okay, I'm gonna stop with all of this.
I think
And hand and brain.
you should give the people one proper game.
Yeah, I should. Without all this,
Mainline theory.
without all this nonsense. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna play solid chess. D3, what are you doing, mister? You gotta play D4 or bishop B5 or something. Put something in the center. Because there's a line where white plays A3 instead of D3. Let's say black goes D6 or bishop B7, then you actually go D4. And now I get the same, a tempo down, but that tempo is the move A3 or A6 for black, which I think is not particularly relevant. At this point, I've gotten so ambitious that I'm gonna castle queenside, and well, I'm gonna ride my luck. So, what is the point of queen d2? I don't get it. Maybe it was to go to g5, or maybe rook d1. Maybe it was just a mouse slip, because I feel like this is not accomplishing much. So now I want h5. Ooh, h3. Sorry, brother, you cannot do that. You're creating a target with g4 and all of these moves, like queen d2, rook d1, does not really contribute to an attack of your own. And I gotta say, h5 was smart. If you take the pawn, I just have an automatic and probably winning attack. So this was the best chance. And yeah, why not? This looks so unbelievably juicy. So now the point is obviously king g3, rook g8. If he retreats, I take on g2. If he puts something on g4, I can just retreat the queen and then take on g4 with a winning attack. And in this case, I'm going to be just a little precise and go queen d4 before taking on h2. He has to go queen e3 because king h1, queen h4 is mate. But now I take on h2 and I got queen h4 as well. Winning an important pawn. Probably he was correct to play king h1, but it doesn't matter. 2 pawns up, positional advantage, and an attack. That is something I'm not gonna mess up. Take on f5. Yeah, this doesn't work. That was an ingenious try, but he's gonna end up a rook down. And to make matters worse, his king is still far from safe. One of the reasons for that being that he's a rook down.
You have one guess what the score in Anish's match is currently after 4 games.
2-2.
Yes, correct.
All draws.
Correct.
Our boy is not disappointing. This is good. This is good stuff. But don't watch his games. Please. Stick with us. This is a better show. More nonsense. And most of all, no draws. No Anishkiri. What more could he ask for? So now this is gonna be mate. I have to say rook g2 was a nice little sadistic touch that I'm pretty happy with.
Hang on, let me push my clever button. Game is over.
Yeah, the game is over. Okay, the real slim Chuck Norris. Here we go. Yeah. From Portugal. That was a 5-minute game though. But we got time. What do you want?
That guy always crushes me. I think I will have you avenge my lost honor to the real slim Chuck Norris.
Yeah, but I'm gonna play some serious stuff. Yeah, nobody wanted that. Okay, I'm gonna try it again. But this time I'm not gonna play rook g2. I promise that. If we get the same position, rook g2 is not gonna happen. I mean, I play the rat usually, so I don't think this can be considered to be that much worse.
Speaking of Anish, you will now have to spend 4 hours on this g5 move.
Yeah, you're right. Poor Anish. He is gonna have a torrid time. Okay. I assume this has to be the point.
You assume the geniuses that invented g5 thought after d3 we gotta go check. That's our point.
Yeah. Okay, but can you from the bottom of your heart say that this is the worst that you've ever seen?
Nope.
Nope.
It's very hard to say that most of the times, but no, it's certainly not the worst ever.
Exactly. Should I take? No, I don't want to take. Bishop g4 was a bit too fancy. Wow, wow. That is, sorry to say, one of the dumbest moves I ever seen. Like, he doesn't
it's not, I mean, I'm really attacking it.
I'm not sure it's a bad move, but it's definitely a dumb move in the sense that you're not attacking anything. What should I do? And we got... yeah, g7 maybe.
Just that pronounces he's not attacking anything.
Yeah, that is true.
The problem with bishop d2, then all of a sudden he attacks it twice.
Yeah. Now he attacks. He still doesn't attack it. But I still feel like I should cash in. b4. And I gotta say, I simply like the black position. Like, we got slightly weak king, but two beautiful bishops. Good knight on d5. White has weak pawns. Like,
if you had to choose a side here, would you take black?
In a practical game, yeah. Probably in classical I would take white. But in faster game, I would definitely take black. Because also with white, you're stuck with the fact that this was the most you managed to get against g5, which is I think a factor that shouldn't be underestimated.
So you think the real slim Chuck Norris currently kicking himself for not punishing g5 harder?
Yeah.
Or maybe he's just happy to be playing in Banter Blitz. Who knows? Okay, so this was really dumb. Like, obviously I cannot take on h3. He's gonna get too much compensation there. So
yeah, h6 was quite pointless. Just rerouting his knight to a better square and weakening my king at the same time. When you do two things that damage your position at the same time, it's usually a bad sign.
But on that topic, I have a question. Are you the origin, or at least, I think Peter Heine pointed me towards the saying, feeding two birds with one scone, because killing two birds with one stone is a really violent saying.
So basically, Peter has been working on this.
Peter as an animal rights, not as an Heine.
Not in fucked up. Oh, I can't say that.
That's okay.
Pronunciation of Peter's name. Yeah. No, exactly. So they are obviously against animal cruelty, and you have to say killing two birds with one stone. That is.
When you think about it, it's a pretty messed up saying.
It is absolutely messed up. Like it's a bit like saying a stone's throw away. Like
who are you throwing these stones at? Like, stop throwing stones. This is a civilized world.
So now they want us to say feeding two birds with one scone instead, and I can do nothing but comment this particular initiative. I think we should all take a minute and think about it.
Okay. Can you win some material somehow?
Yeah, I should be able to win material here. So if we go back, this whole knight g4, f5, f5 just feels like a move that's screaming out to be played. Like the knight is going to be trapped on h6, and it feels like black has such good centralization that it should be good for me. So we got some lines here. I'm thinking of knight e3 takes knight f4, then take on h6, rook e3, rook d4. He takes on c5, then takes on e7. Looks like just way too much compensation. So we gotta do something else. But what? Or maybe there is nothing better, but it feels like to try and keep a bit more control than that. There's bishop f2. I feel like still is going to play knight f4.
If you go bishop e3?
He's still going to take and then knight f4. Or knight f4 immediately. Oh no, then I have knight f4. So the line now is bishop e3, knight e3, knight f4, take on c4, take on g6, take on g6, bc or dc, king h7, trap the knight, and now with that we got the queens off, hoping that these pawns on b4 and c5 are going to be a huge asset in the ending, as well as the extra bishop, obviously. He has got queen h4. Did you see that?
Nope.
No, neither did I. Queen h4 is probably not so great news. So we got to take on c1. And probably rook d6. And then now the knight... Why am I doing this? That is so dumb. Yeah, I completely missed that one. I could just have gone rook f6. That would have at least trapped the knight. What should I do now? Yeah, now
Trouble.
yeah,
Low on time.
Now I'm completely lost. Gotta switch to flagging mode. As it usually goes. Oh, now he's got Queen E7. Or this. Just trying to survive another day. Okay, I'm getting more optimistic now. That was stupid. Okay, he's getting nervous. I can feel it.
So close.
Here we go. No, he has perpetual. Fuck. Ah. Yeah, okay. Good game. That was disappointing.
Kind of deserved over the course of the game, but I thought you had him like.
Yeah, I thought I had him too. Okay. But a really good fight though, I have to say. Not perfect by any means. Vahap Sanal. That's a Grandmaster. As far as I can see, our first Grandmaster challenger of the day. We got black again.
Feels like it's black every time, no? I'm
Yeah.
not sure it's the default setting.
I don't know.
The rat.
The rat, it's back. What do you think? He's prepared?
Actually, our smarter people told me that for marketing I should do a video before this Banter Blitz on how to play against the Norwegian rat, which I kind of forgot / didn't have time, but I think it would have been a good idea.
Yeah.
Prepare for the rat.
I feel like somebody's just gonna punish me. Like, kick my ass and I will not do it again. I can say as much. But as long as people do this dull knight of 3 bishop d3 crap, then I'm gonna continue. And you're all gonna be bored with the same crap. So everybody loses.
Vahap Sanal could have stepped up and killed off the rat forever, but now we're stuck with it, is what he's saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What am I gonna do? Bishop f5? Gotta play more solidly, right? Could have gone knight g7 as well. Okay, I'm gonna get there. Okay.
Almost there.
Ay. Looks like I'm just not in time. Which is a huge blow to my ambitions in this game. We gotta rely on a miracle.
That before queen a4 was very unfair.
Yeah. And yeah, this is not how you play chess. Like, this deserves serious punishment. I think I'm probably gonna get it. This guy's a grandmaster, for God's sake. You cannot play like this against a grandmaster.
Do you really believe that? I think you're a huge favorite.
You think
from
so?
this position? Yeah.
If it was a 3-minute game, I would say I would have a good chance. Now I feel like the position is just too bad. Yeah, I'm not feeling the vibe.
But you also gotta prize in he's nervous now, because he's playing against you. And he has a good position.
Maybe true. Maybe he's just a very calm guy.
That is possible.
That is also possible. Thinking bishop g5, bishop c5. He's gonna win the exchange. but maybe I'll live to see another day.
Queen A4, I'd switch to let's exchange everything.
Yeah, but now I think I'm okay equity-wise. Like, I mean, he's changed down, but the position is pretty solid. Yeah, let's not exchange this one. He's playing so direct.
Wow.
Yeah, but maybe this is just good. Maybe this is just very, very good. We shall see. Playing very concretely, but it works, so how can you blame him?
Just takes, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm turning on you. I no
Yeah.
longer think you're a favorite.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm gonna fight, that's for sure. I'm gonna try my best. If I could get, let's say, rook a6 now, that would be good news. This, however, is not. This is really bad news. This guy's so solid.
So committed too. Strong, solid.
Wow, that's a bit much though. You shouldn't have allowed this. Trying to halt his progress at least a little bit. Okay.
Nothing can rattle Vahap Sanal from this position.
No, you're quite right.
Reminds me of old Carl Lewis footage. Power combined with control.
Unfortunately, takes.
Takes good.
Ay. Such a beast. Yeah, okay, this is pointless. Okay. Good game. What were we saying? There. Okay. Wow, lost a lot of rating there. Okay, I gotta go back to 3-minute games because if
Guilty, I gotta get out of the frame.
Yeah.
Just by sitting here, like it drops your level by like 300 points.
because if I if I don't have the chance to flag people, then I simply don't have a chance at all. It seems. I thought I accepted a challenge now.
You clicked on somewhere, no? It doesn't
Yeah.
look like. No, try again. Weird.
That's a little bit strange. Okay, there we go. Another strong opponent, but we got a 3-minute game, so that's a little bit faster, which means I think I have more of a chance. Okay. It's an opening that goes by several names, like the Jubava system. I like to call it the Italian. Basically, you're playing Italian, like bishop on c4, knight on f3, pawns on f3 and e3, and d4. Well, c3, d3, e4. I'm sure you catch my drift. So basically, you're just playing an Italian on the king side. Sorry, the queen side, and I find that quite fascinating. He could have just taken on what's the name of the square, b2, after I played h4. No, he should not take over. Okay, got a castle queen side, I suppose. So we got a typical Caro-Kann-like position. He can try to drum up something quick on the queen side, and while I cannot attack on the king side really, because that's blocked, I do have some space advantage, and it feels like I should be able to drum up something in the center, which makes me quite optimistic about White's chances, even though it could look like Black has an automatic attack, like Queen A5 and so on. But I think, I think I should something in the center. This one he should not do. After he went knight a6, a3 you should generally not do because it weakens the queen side, but I felt like after bishop e7 he loses a lot of time. Maybe then queen e3 and he cannot castle because of ed and then knight d5. And if he takes, then I feel like his dark squares are just a bit loose. And he's really tempting fate here, allowing knight a4. But then I guess he's got queen b5 or a6 and then take on a4, so it's not such a big deal. So let's centralize instead. Now I think he just blundered a pawn. He does have queen c7 and then queen f4 though. Point is obviously I'm taking on d5 twice, since that pawn on e6 is pinned. He very confidently goes for this. In his shoes I would be a bit scared of several things, such as queen b5. Most obviously I could go rook e6, fe, queen g6, king d8, queen e6. That doesn't seem to work, rook e8, so bishop, queen b5 looks better. Some little tricks, like, yeah, I was gonna say castle knight e7. If he had gone queen g5, I would have had knight c7, discovery, winning the queen. So I thought the only move was to play king d8, but obviously that's not something you want to do. Now, however, he's just an exchange down, and the game is over. Okay. So now we got ourselves another Grandmaster, and Jan is back. So I feel
for
like,
the jinxing.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna struggle in this game.
Who's the real Gambit 101?
I don't know. An American. The Americans who just sent the worst team of all time to the Basketball World Cup.
Do you think they're gonna lose to Serbia or not even make it there?
I think unless Serbia has like a terrible game from 3, they're gonna be in very good shape.
How many dumb G5 do you know?
These are the only ones. I actually know a little bit of theory here as well. the theory... I can explain the theory. The theory is...
white wins or
is e5, queen b6, and hope that you flag him. That's the theory. Wow, now the queens are off. Then I have definite hope for this game. Basically, this terrible ending is what you hope for in this line. That is...
yeah, the Norwegian red, I think, will gain some followers. Your G5 lines, I'm not so sure.
Yeah.
Anybody's
Well, I feel like I got a really good position against the real Chuck Norris, though. And in this game, like, you cannot say that this is too bad.
Well, can't say it's too good either.
Nah, this is okay. Rook e6. We got ourselves an extra central pawn. It's gonna take the rook, but that's a bit too dumb. d5 is coming up. What's not to like? If I didn't know any better, I would say that black already has a positional advantage. But I do.
But you do know better.
I do know better. That's what I was gonna say. But I would say it's only slightly worse. This I'm not particularly scared of. My king is going to find itself on d6 pretty soon. I have some intel that our boy Anish has been playing some kind of line against the Caracan, like e4, c6, knight f3,
d5, d3.
d5, d3, exactly. So I'm sort of inspired by that in trying to get the king to d6 and all of that.
I think the Caracan line, he's just trying to pay homage to you by mirroring this. Wherever this is line, knight f3, knight f6, c4, c5, knight c3, d5, cd, knight d5, e3.
Maybe. Maybe. That is his point. So, now my final king is finally getting close to the promised land. And I gotta say that despite that... despite his outside pass pawn, I would say that looks like black is a little better. Maybe it's hard to make progress though. Yeah, king f4 doesn't do much. So try and... Ooh, she should not allow c5. That's for sure. He's getting, I feel, dangerously short of space now.
What? Yeah.
Yeah. Don't interrupt when I'm blundering pawns. What? Why did I do that? I knew that I had to go... king d6 once he does this. You think you're gonna get a draw? Yeah, I think he's gonna get a draw.
Really?
Nah, he's not gonna get a draw. He doesn't want to draw. Wow. The insolence. It's incredible. Okay. Let me take this knight on a fishing trip. You're thinking too long, Mr. Gambit. It's not gonna end well for you. You're not catching that knight. Dream on. Why are you playing so slowly? Ah, this is his point. Tricky.
But I think the Flaggers Guild will give you the win if you keep the knight and the bishop. So
yeah, for sure. This is not even close to the kind of position where I would not flag him.
Even though his speed improved a lot. Timing of bishop d3. Wow, that was lucky.
That was...
I think it was a good game, except
it was
for
a decent
g5
game.
and then hanging the c5 pawn.
Exactly.